This is one of the easiest things you can do for your aquarium. All you really have to do is... Why while I'm filming? Hello? Yeah, what's up? I'm actually filming a video as we speak. Really? Oh no, that is awesome, dude. I am so happy. Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, listen, you need to be thinking about mama and taking care of those babies. Last thing you need to be thinking about is YouTube. Yeah, well, listen. Didn't you say you were thinking about doing a top five beginner fish for a 10-gallon tank, something like that? Well, listen, you go take care of mama and the babies. I'm gonna take care of that for you. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm the king of list videos. Come on, you know I got this. All right, I got it. It's under control. Go take care of mama. All right, man. Bye. Someone had a baby. No, 2 babies. Hey folks, it's John with KG Tropicals and KeepFishKeeping.com. Yes, it's me here filling in for Fishy Biz. He and his wife have just welcomed in twins. They're a little busy at the moment, so I guess it is my responsibility to say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy with the professional look so you can amateur feel. Anyway, Fishy Biz has been working on a series of videos where he's going into the classroom and teaching kids how to set up an aquarium. A lot of new fish keepers like to start with a 10-gallon tank, so today we're going to talk about my personal favorite 5 fish for a 10-gallon tank. All right, so I'm not working off of a pre-planned script or anything like that. We're just gonna wing it today and have some fun. The first fish we're gonna talk about is the Dwarf Gourami. Very, very popular fish in smaller tanks. I'm not gonna say nano tanks because they do get too big for nano tanks if you're gonna have a 3-gallon or a 4-gallon or even a 5-gallon, but a 10-gallon is gonna be absolutely perfect for these fish, or bigger, of course. You can always go bigger. Bigger is always better, but these fish are gonna stay at a maximum of about 3 inches, but every time I see them, they're way, way, way smaller than that. They can live about 4 or 5 years. They come in a whole bunch of beautiful colors. Keep your pH around neutral, keep your temperature. Let's just keep it at tropical temperature, somewhere around 78 degrees in that neighborhood, and they're gonna be fine. And one of the great things about these fish is that they are related to bettas. Did you know that? I didn't know that until just a few years ago because I was into big fish and didn't really pay attention to the small ones. But now that I know that, that makes me love them even more, not anymore, but even more, because my wife is completely obsessed with bettas. So of course I have to love them and anything that's related to them. All right, the next fish we're gonna talk about is another one of my personal favorites. And you know what? I'm gonna stop saying that because I told you in the beginning, this is my list of the top 5 beginner fish for a 10-gallon tank. So I don't need to keep qualifying them as my favorites. You know that all of these are my favorites. The next one is zebra Danios. This is a fish that I don't believe gets as much credit as it should. Yeah, people like them, but they're kind of looked at as like a secondary fish. But you know what? Those are the kind of fish I love the most. I love fish that not everybody is crazy about, but I really shouldn't say that. And this is why I like working off of a script, because zebra Danios are very popular. They're just not put in the conversation with some of your other neon tetras, cardinal tetras, guppies, things like that, other fish that we will eventually be talking about on this list. But I think they deserve a lot more love than they get because these are amazing, very small fish. They're only gonna get, even at full grown, a little bit over an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. And the coolest thing about them, they are 150 miles an hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These fish are non-stop. You get a nice group of them in a 10-gallon tank, they're gonna be all over the place, constantly swimming in a group, all over, up and down, in and out. It's nonstop. You don't know where they get their energy from, and it's even more fun to watch them eat. Feed them a tropical flake and just watch the madness. It's a blast. I personally own some of these fish, several different types of Danios actually, and I just love them. If you are a beginner fish keeper setting up a 10-gallon tank, you will too, because they're super easy to keep, and they're the only fish we're going to talk about on this list that is not going to require a heater. Is a heater going to be good? Of course. But if you're one of those people that doesn't want a heater because you're afraid of them or you can't afford one, these fish are going to be great for you. They're super cheap. They don't need a heater. Easy to keep. Could it be the perfect fish for beginners? Maybe so. I love these fish. Again, easy to keep. Keep the pH around neutral. If you don't know, that is 7. So you don't need to be chasing pH all over the place. Temperature, really anything. I mean, let's say 72 to 82, they're gonna thrive in those temperatures. And yeah, there you go. Zebra Danios, you can go to the store, get a whole bunch of them, and it's not even gonna cost you all that much. It might cost you as much as a pizza or something like that. Believe me when I tell you, I am very familiar with the price of pizza. Now, we've talked about Dwarf Gouramis, we've talked about Zebra Danios, these being ultra easy fish to keep, and one of the reasons why they're easy to keep is because you don't need to chase a pH around. You're just gonna have them around neutral. Again, 7. But what if you're one of these people that has harder water that comes out of your tap? One of those guys left a little bottle in your mailbox and you had your water tested and they said, it's hard water, you're gonna need to get a softener on there. And you didn't do that. And you said, hey, my water is what it is, and I want a fish tank. I need fish that are gonna be good for harder water. What am I gonna do? You're gonna get guppies. Guppies are one of those fish that it's kind of one of those unanimously loved fish in the hobby. I'm a monster fish guy. If it's not monster fish, it's any kind of cichlids really. But I even love guppies. They are adorable. Again, like Zebra Danios, 100 miles an hour, all day long, nonstop. They're all over the place. They are some of the most beautiful colors you're gonna find in freshwater fish keeping. And those tails, all of that flamboyance that they have is absolutely amazing. Very small fish. You don't even need to know how big they're gonna get because they're never gonna get too big for a 10-gallon tank. I've never heard of a guppy not being comfortable in a 10-gallon tank. If there was one, it would be a mutant and it shouldn't have been kept in an aquarium anyway, but very small, they're gonna hover around together, and one of the best things about it is even if you are a beginner fish keeper, these fish are going to breed for you whether you want them to or not. I mean, of course, you have to have males and females together, but if you do put them together, they will breed for you, and when they do, you're gonna be like, man, I'm the best fish keeper ever. I'm brand new at this, and I'm already making babies with my fish. It's the best. I love it. That's what happens with guppies. Guppies are also live bearers. We're going to talk about another live bearer next, but this one is, well, this one, no, we're talking about guppies. Read the script, John. Write us. Don't make videos for other people's channel. I don't know where I was going with that, but guppies are a live bearer. The next fish on the list is also a live bearer. But what does a live bearer mean? This means they give birth to live free swimming fry. They don't have eggs and then 3 weeks later or whatever it is, all of a sudden you have this swarm of baby fish. Nope, they pop out one at a time and they're live. The fish comes out and just swims away. It's the coolest thing ever, and it's gonna happen. You put guppies together, it's gonna happen if they're males and females. And believe me when I tell you, as someone who is standing here today, making this video for you, I would not be here had I not bred fish back in the day. That's what got me into the business of fish keeping. And when I got into the business of fish keeping, that's when I started this YouTube channel. So if it wasn't for breeding fish, I would not be standing here today on somebody else's YouTube channel, which sounds a little bit weird. It wasn't guppies that I was breeding, but breeding fish takes this hobby up to a whole other level. It makes things so much more interesting and cute and cool, and maybe your kids might get interested if they see the little baby swimming around, something that you can do to get that bonding with your kids. I don't know. Who doesn't love breeding fish? If you get guppies, they're going to breed, and you're going to feel like a pro. Again, your pH does not have to be absolutely perfect for guppies. You can be from neutral up to 7.6, 7.8. You're still going to be fine. Like I said, it's better if you have harder water out of the tap. Maybe it's 7.6, 7.8 out of the tap. You can just throw guppies in there and you don't need to do anything to the water. If you're someone that has softer water, maybe you did put one of those softening systems on and you still want to keep guppies, you can still do that. You're just going to want to do some things that are going to raise the pH up and harden that water up a little bit. Crushed coral substrate. Boom. There you go. That's all you got to do. The fish will be thrilled and they will breed for you like crazy. They're beautiful with all of the fancy colors. You can go down to PetSmart or Petco and pick up 12 of them for the cost of a pizza. Maybe I might be exaggerating a little bit. If it's one of those big giant pizzas, maybe. I don't know, but they're not expensive. That's my point. Next up is another adorable, easy to keep, neutral pH, perfect fish for a 10-gallon tank that also is a live bearer. I said it. I got all confused, and now here we are. They are a live bearer. They are Mickey Mouse Platies. Again, I love the idea of kids getting involved in this hobby. Kids see a fish that it looks like has Mickey Mouse ears on its tail, they might get interested. And because they're a live bearer, because they're super easy to breed, there might be babies in there too. Hey, if you're looking to get your kids away from the video games, away from YouTube, I mean, let's not get crazy. Let's keep them on YouTube, but away from Netflix and away from all of that nonsense, and you want to get them doing something productive, get them a fish tank, put some guppies or some Mickey Mouse Platies, or really any Platies for that matter. They're gonna love it. We're talking about school-age kids here because that's what Fishy Biz is making these videos for. Mickey Mouse Platies are gonna be perfect. Now, I understand if there's kids that are in Fishy Biz's class watching this right now, I understand y'all are a little too old for Mickey Mouse Platies. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just saying they're cool fish whether you even see the Mickey Mouse ears or not. You're a little too old for Mickey Mouse. That's fine. Maybe you should go for guppies or the next fish that we're going to talk about. But for the little kids, maybe the elementary schoolers, they're going to die over Mickey Mouse Platies because they are adorable, super easy to keep. Yes, even kids can keep them and even kids can breed them. So you can't go wrong. Oh, and by the way, if you're the parents of Fishy Biz's students, you can keep Mickey Mouse Platies too. It's okay. It's not like they're for kids. It's just those Mickey Mouse ears can definitely attract kids. And if I'm being honest with you, I'd rather see you get the Mickey Mouse Platies than those glowfish. But we're not here to talk about that. All right, now I'm not arrogant enough to believe that every single person that watches this video is gonna know who I am. If you don't know who I am, I said it earlier, I am from the KG Tropicals YouTube channel, and I have a website called keepfishkeeping.com that I run with my gorgeous wife, Lisa, and guess what? She specializes in the fish that we're gonna talk about in this segment, and that is bettas. We sell live bettas on our website, and she is the one that takes care of these fish every single day. And believe me, it is beyond a full-time job. So if I'm gonna make a fish, because I'm making fish on this video, if I'm gonna make a video about the best fish for a 10-gallon tank, and I'm not gonna talk about bettas, probably wouldn't have a bed to sleep in tonight. Listen, it's the same deal. These fish are super easy to keep. They're not overly picky about their water parameters being absolutely perfect. We want them to be perfect. We always do. We want to be shooting for that. But in the beginning, new fish keepers might not know how to adjust pH and how to get things exactly the way they want them to be. And betas can definitely adapt to that, and they can tolerate that while the fish keeper is learning how to do this. But you're going to want to keep their pH, again, around neutral, which is 7. There's a lot of really easy products that you can use to do that. Or if you're somebody that has pH right out of the tap at 7, you're gold. You don't need to worry about a thing. Temperature, these are tropical fish. A lot of people believe that they're fine in room temperature. Can they survive at room temperature? Yes. Do they like it? No. These are tropical fish. They want the temperature to be higher. Let's keep it around 78 at least. Get one of those small nano heaters, and that's going to be perfectly fine. These are very easy fish to keep. They do need clean water though. So it's not a set it and forget it fish. You are going to need to do your maintenance, do your water changes, stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you what, this is one of the most personable fish in the hobby. They will come up to the edge and greet you, the front. They'll come up to the front of the tank when you walk up. They'll greet you. They'll eat out of your hand. They're the best. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because I'm married to a woman that's obsessed with them. I'm saying it because I am also obsessed with them. I have one on my desk where I sit all day long and I look over and wave to him and he waves back. It's the most adorable thing. I love it. Betas are great. They are, in my opinion, the best beginner fish because literally anyone can keep them. And I guess I have to say, so that I don't get in trouble, if you really do want one, check out our website. And maybe you can't order one because shipping's too expensive. You can at least see all the different varieties that there are. They are absolutely beautiful. And maybe one day you can order one from us. But even if you don't, I'm not mad at you. If you get into the world of betas, you and I are friends. All right, so the last thing I want to do in this video is talk about some fish that you should not put in a 10-gallon tank. This is absolutely critical because what you have is fish that are available at your big box pet stores, Petco, PetSmart, places like that. You're going to see these fish every time you go into that store because they're very, very popular fish. So they always keep them in stock. But these are fish that you should not put in a 10-gallon tank. Yes, when you see them at the store, they're little teeny things, but they're not going to stay that way long, I promise. Angels, no. Angels are going to be a no. Angels are one of the most popular fish in the hobby. They are absolutely breathtaking and gorgeous. Do not buy them and put them in a 10-gallon tank. It's just mean. And don't be one of those people that says, I'm going to put them in there for now, but then I'm going to get a bigger tank later on. Things happen. We never end up getting those tanks later on. So just avoid that altogether. Skip the angels. Also skip plecos, goldfish, and Oscars. I shouldn't say Oscars. I should say really any cichlids. Yeah, there are some teeny tiny dwarf cichlids and all that kind of stuff that can go in a 10-gallon tank, but you're not going to see those at PetSmart or Petco. What you will see are things like convicts, Oscars, firemouths, green terrors sometimes, Jack Dempseys. None of those fish can go in a 10-gallon tank. So stay away from those completely. Anything that is a cichlid, no, just mark it off the list. And I said plecos, more importantly, the common plecostomus. This is a fish that's going to be sold in those big box stores as cleaner fish or bottom dweller cleanup crews. No, don't fall for that. Not even the bristlenose. They stay a lot smaller. Not for a 10-gallon tank. Just forget about plecos. Don't do it. Clean the tank yourself. Don't depend on a fish for it. So angels, plecos, almost all cichlids, and goldfish. No. I don't care how many times you've seen goldfish in bowls and you just no. There's not a goldfish, not one, that you can put in a 10-gallon tank. I'm sorry. If you have one, let's start mowing some lawns or something, make some money to buy a bigger tank for that goldfish because I love goldfish and they deserve better. No matter what it is, no matter what it says on the tag at the store, goldfish, no. So there you go. If you're familiar with me at all, you got to see a little unscripted, off the cuff John. I hope you enjoyed that. Drew, I am super happy for you, brother. I hope everything goes well with the kids. You're going to be a busy man, so I'm probably not going to be talking to you all that often, but this was really fun to do, to not only just talk for however many minutes, but also to help out a buddy. I hope you enjoyed this, Drew, and I hope your viewers have enjoyed this too. Listen, this is normally where a YouTuber would say, subscribe to my channel, click the like button, comment, all of that nonsense, but I can't say that because this isn't my channel. So what I will say is subscribe to this channel. Not because of me, because this isn't my channel, but watch the other videos, subscribe to Drew. He is doing some really, really good things. I keep saying, Drew, subscribe to Fishy Biz Aquatics. He's doing some really cool things, educating kids. He is a school teacher, so he's trying to educate the kids. That's an amazing thing. We need more people like him in the hobby. So subscribe to this channel. Let's get those numbers up for him so he can get things going and really build a huge community for these kids. I love it. It's amazing. And that's why I want to help him out, because I love what he's doing. So anyway, I got to stop running my mouth. It's probably going to be the longest video on his channel. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for entertaining me on this. This was a lot of fun to do. And until I see you again on my channel, take care.